So Illinois Democrat Governor J.B. Pritzker is demanding transparency after an illegal migrant suspect allegedly severely injured an ICE officer during a vehicle stop, hitting and dragging the officer with his car outside Chicago. According to ICE, fearing for his life, the officer shot and killed the suspect. Watch.
We need more information. We've asked ICE for all of the information around it. They have given very little. This is somebody who, as I understand, was on their way home, perhaps, from dropping their children off at daycare. There's frustration over people wearing masks and throwing people into vans in a way that does not seem American to me. But apparently ICE is unwilling to provide the transparency that I think the American public and the public here deserves.
Those aren't just vans, they're federal vehicles. Joining us now to set the record straight is ICE Deputy Director Madison Sheahan. Madison, Deputy Director, thanks so much for joining the program. Explain to us exactly what took place. I know it's under investigation, but you got an officer going after an illegal with a final deportation order, and then something happens.
Absolutely. So obviously it is under investigation, and we're going to continue to make sure we are transparent. The claims that we're not is just false. And we're going to make sure that we're investigating this to the fullest of our responsibility. But what happened here is that our officers were going after somebody who had reckless driving and other accounts. They had a final order of removal, meaning an immigration judge says they need to be removed from this country. And our officers went to effectuate that arrest. The alien tried to flee, then continued to drive their car into our officers, putting them in critical condition, where shots were then fired, and our officer was able to stop the alien from causing any more harm from not only our officers, but the American people. They obviously continue to take the sides of these criminal illegal aliens who put our people in harm's way, but not just officers, it's the people of Chicago, people of these communities that these Democrats and Governor Pritzker continue to choose to protect.
You said that officer was in critical condition. How's that officer doing right now?
He is doing much better. He's at home with his family. As we bring officers nationwide to some of our more hotspot areas where we know criminal aliens are making arrests, they're away from their families. They're working for the American people, putting them first. And that's what we had in this instance. And now they're able to go back home, work with their family on medical leave for a little while, but we will get them back out in the field because they want to do this work for the American people.
You were talking about some of the rhetoric from the elected officials. California is taking a step further. They're planning to ban all masks for federal agents, immigration agents there. I guess legally speaking, you got the feds that have supremacy here. Can they enforce a state law on federal agents that are coming in that don't answer to the state?
Well, look, we'll have to leave part of that to the lawyers, but I believe that this just continues to increase the rhetoric against our officers. We're already at over 1,000% increase year over year of the dangers that our officers are in because of the rhetoric that we're seeing online, the dangers of what elected officials continue to say. Our officers are out effectuating arrests, doing immigration law as it's written. We're not just making things up and going to take arrests like we continue to get claimed to do. We are making arrests as it's written in law for us to be able to go out and remove these criminal aliens. And that's exactly what we'll continue to do, even if you have states like California pushing against that and doxing our agents and causing harm to our agents and their families.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of what these politicians are doing and doxing these agents, I know D.C. is saying they're not going to cooperate with ICE. Let's play this real quickly.
My mayor's order requires the pre-surge status quo, the pre-emergency status quo, and that's how we will proceed. Immigration enforcement is not what MPD does. And with the end of the emergency, it won't be what MPD does in the future.
I know the men and women of ICE are not asking any local law enforcement, but if you guys do put a detainer on them, you want them to hold them for 48 hours so y'all can just come pick them up, right?
Exactly. So in sanctuary cities, oftentimes what we see is we lodge these detainers and then we go and pick them up after they're released from local custody. Mm-hmm. And in D.C. alone, we've arrested over 1,000 illegal criminal aliens.
Wow.
These are people who have caused harm to the people of D.C. We've seen a lot of success in this operation. President Trump and Secretary Noem have led the way of making sure that the men and women of ICE are able to effectuate immigration arrests on a daily basis. We'll continue to do that, whether they're going to work with us at the local level or not. But I think law enforcement officers overwhelmingly want to work with ICE to keep their community safe. And with the leadership of President Trump and Secretary Noem, we'll continue to do this throughout the country.
Yeah, anybody in law enforcement know we all wear the same badge. If you get an officer assist call, you show up for the Deputy Director. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.